offering is the truth. Nothing more.
In the beginning, there was nothing. Then temptation led to sin. Cast out of Eden, Adam and Eve had 3 sons, Cain, Abel, and Seth. And then Cain killed Abel and fled to the east, where he was sheltered by a band of fallen angels known as the Watchers. And then these fallen angels, the Watchers, helped Cain's descendants build a great industrial civilization. And Cain's cities spread wickedness, devouring the world.
The Creator formed us on the 2nd day, the day He made the heavens. We were not stone then, but light. It was not our place to interfere, yet we chose to disobey the Creator. He punished us. We were encrusted by your world. Rock and mud shackled our fiery glow. Those who lived were left prisoners in these stony shells, marooned upon this barren land. We begged the Creator to take us home, but He was always silent.
Chapter 7. And all the others together with them took unto themselves wives, each chose for himself one, and they began to go in unto them and defile themselves with them.
It is a daunting manuscript, 5 volumes containing 108 chapters. For many ancient Christians, the Book of Enoch was essential, yet it was banned from the Christian Bible.
We don't know why this literature was ultimately excluded from the canon. Perhaps it's because of its description of the fall of the rebel angels and their mating with mortals. Perhaps.
The Book of Enoch begins with a warning to all humanity that a divine judgment has been rendered and a sentence will be imposed. God tells Enoch that all life on earth will be destroyed in a violent flood. And, as with the story in Genesis, God blames this evil on the sons of God, angels who lusted after the daughters of men.
These angels are sometimes referred to as watchers. They keep constant watch, and they decide one day, about 200 of them, that they're going to descend to the earth. They would like to very much make contact with these mortal women.
The Book of Enoch offers a disturbing vision of the fall of the angels who lust after earthly women.
The angels have crossed over this boundary that they shouldn't have. They were spiritual beings and they were to remain as such.
Until the mid-20th century, the Book of Enoch was assumed to be of interest only to the very early Christians. Large portions of the Book of Enoch also were found among the Essene literature, hidden in the caves of Qumran, as part of the Dead Sea Scrolls.
So there's certain things in common that they all seem to know, and we don't know it.
Yeah, a lot of people are trying to figure out why mankind built these structures out of these huge megalithic stones. We don't even know how to move 200, 300-ton stones very well today, let alone 4,000 or 5,000 years ago.
We don't have the technology to build the pyramids now. Not even close.
It's interesting to me that those outer stones were the ones that they cut so precisely that all these thousands of years later you still can't get a razor blade between them. Because basically what we've got here is we've got a situation with a highly electrically conductive core of those pyramids wrapped in what is effectively a very effective insulator.
Human beings are capable of building incredible structures, from the latest cutting-edge office blocks to artistic sculptures. Cathedrals, sporting arenas, and monuments all over the world are a testament to our creative skill as a species. In the modern era, though, we have technology to help us, from huge mechanical drills to laser-cutting curved glass. Builders didn't have these luxuries in ancient times, so how did they manage to create some of the ancient wonders? Science still doesn't have the answers. Weighing over 1,000 tons each, it's impossible to imagine how any civilization of that era could have accurately cut them and then moved them into place. A rejected stone that was left back at the nearby quarry after being cut is even larger than the ones used in the foundation, with a total weight of 1,650 tons. Another stone enigma can be found just outside Cusco, Peru, which is home to the walls of Sacsayhuaman. The huge walls are made of dry stone and precisely cut, so they fit together with no adhesive. Each stone weighs anything up to 150 tons, and the construction of the walls is unlike anything else in either North or South America. So tight are the patterns that not even a single sheet of paper can be passed between or beneath the stones. The fact that they have rounded corners and the precise nature of the way they lean inward are evidence of advanced building skills. The best theory science can offer is that the ancient Incas put the stones together based on guesswork, and chipped away with them at stone hammers until they fit, raising and lowering them from the walls many times in the process. That seems both unlikely and impractical. There are even records of native Incans telling their Spanish conquerors that the walls predated their civilization, and they did not know how they were created. Ethiopian Christians looking for evidence of God will point you in the direction of the 11 churches of Lalibela, which are carved into the mountains of the country, and are each formed from one singular block of granite. Modern-day experts believe that even creating one such church would take a workforce of 40,000 people several years, but the Ethiopians insist they were carved by angels overnight. But human hands could have worked so delicately without leaving a trace of the labor. The temples feature irrigation systems to deal with the runoff of rainwater, and boreholes in the rock that are so smooth they appear to have been drilled. But such feats were way beyond the capabilities of what we know of humankind when the site was built 3,000 years ago. Even after all these years, it is impossible even to drive the point of a needle between the perfectly secured stones. You can't even say that of most structures built in the present day. Who lived before the Incas and had such mastery of masonry? We're still looking for answers.
One thing I've found looking at different megalithic structures over a few continents and numerous places around the world, overwhelmingly these places, the pyramids, the Stonehenges, etc. of the world, were placed on ground where an unusual type of geology naturally concentrates the regular daily natural electromagnetic fluctuations that occur everywhere on the earth.
Similarities in three different constructions. The one at Giza here, Valley Temple, and one at Abydos, and another one abroad in England, the Stonehenge. The same material being constructed with, and same way and same technique.
Yes, the same technique in all these structures all over the world. And it is very, very, very plain to see that humans did not build these giant, beautiful structures. The Bible already tells us that the Watchers helped Cain's descendants build a great industrial civilization. And you are looking at what's left of these great industrial civilizations. After God flooded the earth, these structures still stand because they were built by the fallen angels
and their offspring, the Nephilim. They even depict these Nephilim carrying these big blocks over their shoulders, along with many, many other depictions of the Nephilim.
Now, what's funny about all of this is if you ask any scientist, professor, teacher, whatnot, what happened to all these ancient civilizations all over the world? They'll say, well, we don't know. They just up and vanished. They just all up and disappeared at the same time. Now, that should be your first clue right there. But they are not lying to you. They did just up and vanish and disappear. They all died at the same time when God sent the flood upon the earth. And the only thing that survived that flood when the waters receded was all these giant structures that the fallen angels, the Watchers, helped Cain and his descendants build.
Now, but when men get an agreement by messing with, the Bible says, Satan's devices or the occult, which is what we call this hidden knowledge that the Egyptians had, that Babylon them had, that's how they was able to build all of these edifices and all of this technology they had back then, because they were getting it from the other side. That's why they can't figure out how the Egyptians did it to this day. They are dumbfounded. How did they build this stuff? They don't know how they did it. They know how they did it. They won't want you to know how they did it because they want you to think that man was dumb. Like we're evolving into knowledge when in reality the knowledge was already there. This is what the Aztecs had. The Aztecs had the same knowledge. Why? Because it's not scientific. It's supernatural. When they got an agreement with these fallen angels, they gave them knowledge. That's why these 13 Illuminati blood families, every time somebody digging and finds something, they run and steal it and take the artifacts, so you don't really realize the technology was already here before. They've already said that the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza, was an energy source. It was a portal. It's an energy source. It's a stargate. They've already known what it was. It was covered by material that made it more conductive, but they stole all of the outer shell that was on the big Giza pyramid. So that's why Ecclesiastes said there's nothing new under the sun. What Satan did before, he gonna do it again.
So you can say what you want to say, you can believe what you want to believe, but every time you see a picture or a video of one of these giant ancient structures, well, you're looking at the work of the Watchers, the fallen angels. But I'm sure that most of you will continue on believing that barefooted slaves with ropes and camels in the middle of the desert built these beautiful monuments and structures. Now, here's the thought that I want to leave you with tonight. In the beginning, there was Adam and Eve and the forests and the earth. And over a matter of time, evil came to earth with what you call ancient technology, which was basically the power of the angels, the Watchers, and built beautiful cities that one day would be unrecognizable to the next civilizations. And here we are a couple thousand years later, starting over from the flood and nothing but the earth, and here we are again with beautiful cities run by evil. And what you're going to have to remember is someday all those beautiful cities with all its evil will be unrecognizable after our destruction.
All I'm offering is the truth.